Hello, everyone. This is Red 3 coming at you live with a very interesting topic today. Red Team 3 consists of myself, Eric Portillo, Shelby Dupre, and Absahili, my fellow classmates. For our topic, we will be discussing with you the current state of swing bed hospitals and reimbursements. We'll be talking about what exactly swing bed hospitals are, to how they've changed since the 1980s, and whether it's hurting or helping us. So, with that being said, let's dive right into this. According to the Center of Medicare and Medicaid Services, a swing bed hospital is a hospital or critical access hospital, CAH, participating in Medicare and has CMS approval to provide post hospital skilled nursing facility care and meets the certain requirements. Medicare Part A, which is the hospital insurance program, covers post hospital extended care services furnished in a swing bed hospital. In simpler definition, a swing bed can be used for acute care or skilled nursing care. Particularly, swing beds are important for rural areas so they can survive during a period of declining occupancy rates. Swing beds have been around for years now, but while there is still debate on the equality of swing beds hospitals, they are still playing an active role in providing care for local communities. So this is just a map of all the hospitals in where every state with critical access hospitals. Just a little background information on the progression of swing bed hospitals and the connection to reimbursement is that the swing bed program for rural hospitals authorized under the Omnibus Reconciliation Act of 1980. This act allowed the program to enable rural hospitals to survive during a period of declining occupancy rates and access post-acute nursing care services. Furthermore, the act was to maximize the efficiency of small and rural hospitals. Swing bed hospitals relate to the Medicare because Medicare beneficiaries are eligible for up for 100 days of skilled nursing services following a minimum of 3-day acute inpatient hospitalization. Therefore, the creation of swing beds as 2012 is 4.1% of the population. Residing in some of the nation's most rural countries rely on swing beds to provide only access care for people they may have. The current state of swing beds are that they are used in a wide variety of hospitals directed towards helping nearby communities with or through accessible care. They are used in prospective payment system hospitals as well as critical access hospitals. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, critical access hospital swing bed usage increased to about 914,000 days in 2010. Medicare's annual expenditures for those services almost doubled during 2005 to 2010, resulting in expenditures exceeding 1.1 billion in 2010. To receive or retain approval to furnish post-acute SNF level care or a swing bed agreement, hospitals must be located in a rural area, which excludes our areas that are not urbanized by the U.S. Census Bureau, have fewer than 100 beds, excluding beds for newborns and intensive care type units, and have Medicare agreement. Patients who are eligible for swing bed programs are most likely to choose to opt in for the program. According to the Rural Health Research and Policy Analysis Center, patients like the environment of the swing bed hospitals and they are scared to go to nursing homes after because of the stigma that lies with nursing homes. Even though swing beds are meant for short-term stay, which is typically 1 to 2 weeks, patients feel more comfortable there than being home because of the equipment that is available, along with the staff that's present, for example, 24-hour care. The goal of swing beds is for the patient to return home at the same level of independence prior to entering the hospital. Swing beds also offer round the, round the closed nursing care as well as physical therapy and occupational therapy. So, is the swing bed program helping us or hurting us? Well, when the swing bed program initially started in 1980, it was a success. But since then, the use of swing bed hospitals have been on the decline. Swing, bed, swing beds are more of a financial burden to Medicare programs than being useful to patients. Rural hospital leaders are quick to blame the Medicare and federal government for their decline in profit. Since the passage of the Affordable Care Act, the swing beds have been or had less utilization. Recent study has shown that the issue with swing beds is that there's not enough inpatients in rural hospitals. With swing beds being only open to elderly in rural hospital settings, that only leaves them with a smaller population to use them. So, bracing for impact. With the swing bed program declining, it has led to legislation to take action. Legislation has currently proposed a bill that would cut 1.2 billion annually from critical access hospitals. Legislation has already begun to shut down rural hospitals. Since 2010, 82 rural hospitals have been closed down due to the passage of the Affordable Care Act. In recent years, 38% of rural hospitals reported negative margins, according to the North Carolina Rural Health Research and Policy Analysis Center. The bill proposed by Rep. Kevin Brady would induct several Medicare payment provisions that must be sought out by rural hospitals. This would lead to a major cut in investments for swing beds. If the bill would be passed, the budget would cause less swing bed in rural hospitals, or even worse, to have the hospital shut down. So, how is it affecting the public? Well, the most important effect is for the patients themselves. A lot of patients tend to be released from hospital prematurely, but the swing bed program is designed to take those patients who are not ready for home treatments by themselves. While the program, while in the program, they will receive help from different kinds of professionals such as physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and nurses 24-hour call. And another important reason lies with the family because it's easy for members to come visit the patient because they're usually relatively close. Some benefits are that swing beds prevent hospitals and patients from being discharged in home prematurely when intermediate care was still needed. Uh, Medicare can save millions paying out smaller hospitals rather than paying Medicare cost reimbursements. And again, it just allows family to be near patient, avoiding the extra trauma that can come from the loved one being sent home too soon. So, what is the future of swing bed hospitals and reimbursements? Swing bed hospitals have been around since the 1980s, but with the aging population increasing, numerous changes are made every year. In a study we found, Daniel Levinstein conducted a study comparing the cost between swing bed systems and other facilities such as nursing homes. Then he estimated the amount of patients from the baby boom era who would need it in the future. Then finally divided everything by the yearly swing bed cost by service days. He came up with the summation that Medicare could save $4.1 billion in 6 year span if they increase the usage of them. Something that might change in the future is that swing bed usage will expand to rural and urban hospitals, and again, the aging population, the demand for swing beds will increase. So, just to leave you some questions, the first one would be: how do you think the aging population will affect the usage of swing bed hospitals, and it will impact the expenditures of reimbursements to these hospitals? And two, would you prefer to be in a swing bed hospital or at home, and why? Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time.